back at it. Jeffrey's ready. Here we go. A lot of rabbits in here, I think. I've already ran out 3. We're gonna see how many's actually in here. Unless I run them through the combine, which they keep running down the row. Oh, there's one. He comes back in. There ain't gonna be nowhere to run once we get to the end. It gets a little thinner. It's like they're tempting me to run him over. No, a whole lot about had him though. Oh, I got another one. So that's, I don't know where that other one went. I thought there was 3. I don't know. I am seeing a lot of rabbits, so it means the rabbit population's coming back. The coyote population, and I'd say it's going down. A lot of people in our area go coyote hunting, so I'd say it's the coyotes are pretty much getting eliminated around here. They usually do a couple coyote night hunts around here. Some of them do pay. I think pretty decent. So they get a lot of guys come out and hunt. I think they got a lot of coon hunts too. So one of our truck drivers, he's pretty big into that. He goes to a lot of night coon hunts, and he likes to coon hunt in general. Says it keeps him in shape, and it sure does. Coyote hunting does keep, or coon hunting definitely does keep you in shape. We've got Jeffrey loaded. Jake's combine, it's about done. I think they got the tire back on. Got the horn out, the Deere horn out of it. So he's on his way back. The boss is drilling wheat, I think, or cover crop. I'm not sure what he's drilling. He's drilling something, don't know what. But Jake had to go look at that monitor while he was close to him. He said it was overlapping or something. So Jake was gonna go check on that, and then he was gonna come back. So we're gonna get Jeffrey loaded, get him out of here. We're heading to the back. We got about, I think, 40 acres back here. So far, it's not doing terrible. We got two seeds going up against each other. I think it's like a bushel difference. I can't remember what the numbers are exactly, but there's like a bushel or two difference between them both. So we'll get that figured out once we get done with harvest, see what worked, what didn't, and then we'll make a decision on what we're going to do for next year. But let's see if we can overload it. Said he can take 12,000 pounds. I got 13 on. Let's see if we can get it on there. I don't think we're going to get it all on there. But we gonna cram it on there. Well, got it on the edge. That's tasteful. Alright, we're cutting beans. We got a little bit of a demo. We got a MacDon, a little bit different. It's got 3 reels on it, as you can tell. It's got a little bit of a spring in it, you know, springs up and down. So your ABC right in there, that actually is your before and after. They say we could use a combine, but he kind of preferred to use that, which is fine. I'd rather probably use that anyway. I am noticing a little bit of difference. And I don't know if I'm backwards, but I'm dragging up a little bit more than the John Deere. And I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but I'm pretty sure he said A was supposed to help with that, and I'm almost there. I really don't want to go any more than that, but I might before this is all said and done. These beans are pretty tough. The old power meter is she's starting to max out a little. So this is just a demo. We're just trying to test it out. They said they kind of asked if we wanted to use it, so Hannibal Tractor out of Hannibal. Well, they got 2 locations, Hannibal and Quincy. But Andrew Hugenberg, he brought this out to us from Illinois. The guy over in Illinois was demoing it, and he brought it over here so we could try it out and see what we thought. And we're gonna try it out. put it to the max, see what we think. Kind of thinking about getting rid of the headers we got, so. Not what we thought they were going to be, that's for sure. The hinge drapers is not the answer for us anymore. But we'll see what happens. We may or may not. We might just keep them, rebuild them. I don't know. It's not as dusty today as it has been the past couple days. At least I can actually see the reel and everything, so that's kind of nice. My combine is not liking it. Kind of knew that was going to happen. I kind of knew that was going to happen. Alright, let's back it out. Oh boy. Alright. Give it a shot, I guess. Get this, I might have to go out there and handle it. We'll see. Okay, alright. Let's see if we can, one more try. Here we go. Got about figures. We got it. Just a little bit of chill out, GPS, you beeping piece of junk. They're a little tough. I don't think we're gonna go as late tonight. You'll have them a lot this year, it seems like. They're still tough until we get that frost. It's probably gonna stay tough. The beans are dry though. We're running about 10%. We got this box. It's got your belt speed, your reel in and out, and your fore and after, which is that down there. So you have that switch, can control it with these buttons here, but you got to switch between those in order to function them.
I need 20.
Not integrated, so.
20 or 21,000
But it's also a demo, so I mean, it's easy just to put a box on it and go. Understandable. It's kind of like when we had the, kind of like with the gear and off header. That's the box for that. Wire goes down there, and you got to hit these functions to control. Well, if you have a reel, I guess, but we don't have one. The folding option and your deck plates. So you basically hit that, and then it'll control it with these buttons here. So it's pretty simple. It ain't terrible, unless you're just used to being integrated. Then it's push that button in it. The knives on this one are a little bit different. I think he said they were a little bit wider, I think. One thing I am noticing is a lot slower going down. I don't know if I can speed that up or not, but we're going to have to figure that out. Which I ain't going to be running it tomorrow, probably. Have Jake run it. See what he thinks of it. I think it's made for more flat ground than it is hill ground, but that's just my opinion at the moment. It is kind of jumping some stuff, I'm kind of noticing. Which, going from a hinge draper, which flexes on everything, it's a learning curve, but this might actually do that. I just don't know how to do it. So, it's a learning process. I just got to figure it out. And we will figure it out. Probably tomorrow, though. Probably not tonight. I have to do a little bit more research on how to... I don't know if I could... I don't know if that's just... if you can make it float better, or if that's just how it is. Could be my tilt needs calibrated too. That could be a thing. Or recalibrated. I know he calibrated it. I don't know. Maybe it needs recalibrated. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the dark. I don't know if we're going to be going too late tonight because it is getting tough. So maybe when we get done, we'll show a little bit of it might be tomorrow morning because it's probably going to be dark when we get done. So tomorrow morning, we'll try to do a walk around it and see what happens. See what we can find out about it. A little bit more depth. Because on our header, we have a shaft that goes all the way across to that outside box. I don't even know where the shaft's at, if it even has one. So it's kind of see how it's built, designed, and then see if it's put together like it should hold together. Unlike that end scraper, which is close to it. Broke that drive shaft at the very end of the header. So the drive shaft literally goes across, but on the outside, right at that end there's apparently a welded shaft at the very end, and it snapped that weld last night, and it shut me down. My cutter bar wouldn't work, so we had to load it up, take it to the house. They did that this morning while I was doing chores, and welded it back together, and now it's, well, it was working, but I took it off, thinking maybe give it a break, because we got this header for today's Friday, so I think it'll probably go back Monday. Like he said, we can use it all weekend. At least give mine a break until it falls apart again, because it will before we're done. Don't know why, but it's breaking a lot of guards on one side of the header. On the left side, it's really breaking it. I don't know why, but it is. But that cutter bar is so flexible. I think it's something to do with that
Whenever
cutter bar, but we'll see.
load Paul, tell him if he wants to take that knife.
Alright, let's get at it. Alright, we've been running for 3 to 4 hours. Well, probably 3 hours. It don't really like to go in the dark, so we have learned that it does drag quite often in the dark. When they start getting tough, this thing doesn't really want to cut the greatest. It could be because the sickles are wider, or it might just be because of the way it... I don't really know how the pressure works. So I had it in A, between A and B, and it was dragging quite often. So I went back to C. So I tilted it more forward, put more pressure, and I'm dragging up again on the cutter bar. So I don't have this issue with the Deere. So that's a big no-no, especially when we have to keep cutting. Now we demoed one a long time ago. My uncle did. And we did like 25 acres with that thing probably. I don't even know if we did that. He took it off after that and put the Deere back on. They have changed that a little bit. It did pretty good before dark. But I'm having a lot of issues in dark. That could be operator error, because I don't know how to set this thing very, very good, because I haven't had it very long. I'm still trying to dial it in. Although there's a lot to dial it in, apparently, because I haven't figured it out yet. On the Deere over there, I just press 2 buttons, it's good. I don't have to worry about it the rest of the time. This thing feels like I got adjusted a lot. And I don't like that too much. Because one way it's different, the next way is different. I gotta set it differently. But it's not like it's dragging up all the time. It's more of like back there, and I mean that was like almost the center of the field, and it would drag, and then up here at the end of the field it's also dragging. So I'm not really going that fast. Literally I'm going 2 miles an hour almost. It's not like I'm speeding here. It should easily cut that. Anybody has a gear and off, tell us if you like it or not. I know a lot of people run, or this ain't a gear off. Our corn heads are gearing off. This is a MacDon 40-foot header. Tell me if you like it, or name a brand. We'll see if we could try it next. Closer to the end of the field. I literally have to have my... It's like it's dragging up under it. I don't understand it. It just doesn't want to cut it. I guess we'll jump over and see what happens. Give it the benefit of the doubt. It is green. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to E. That's a lot of pressure on it, though, I would say. I'll go to A. I don't know. I really hate to put my reel all the way down like that. I'm not going to shit. Sorry. Shouldn't have said that. I don't know. In my opinion, I think this is just more for flat ground for one, and it definitely doesn't like to cut in the dark. So maybe Jake will have a better experience with it, I guess, if he runs it tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. So far, Not too impressed, but also am learning still. And I'm full. Oh, and I'm way off. Well, we're gonna keep cutting. We got, I don't even know, I think we have the grain cart left, and then we're out of here, so hopefully we can get through it without clogging up everything at the same time. I want them lights on my combine. Maybe I can see all the way to the end.
Two phone calls down and we good.
Jeez, these bright light, mate.
What?
Turn your brights off. Well, welcome back. We're out here getting some soybeans cut today. This is Saturday. We're still getting with it. We've had some breakdowns here and there. It's to be expected. You're going to have them when you like farming. But we're getting out here, getting with it. Everything so far has been going okay today. We're not quite halfway done with soybeans yet, but we're on the verge. I think it'll be tomorrow. We've gotten along, I'd say, even with the breakdown, we've gotten along very well for the stuff that's been happening. I think even yesterday, I didn't even get started on my combine anyways until 12:30, 1 o'clock. And he didn't get started till 9 or 9:30, I think. Just because they were fixing my tire, and long story. Still got 180 acres done yesterday, so that's still a really good day. Soybeans still hanging in strong. This farm kind of fell off a little bit. Fell off about 20 bushel. So run below average. But we didn't think that all our beans were going to be good. We'll take what we can get. Matt was having trouble with this demo header. It's a little different than what we're used to. So on this one, it has its own, I'm going to state it wrong, because I'm sure there's proper terms, but I'm going to call it what I think it is. It has its own, basically, flotation on it. So essentially this header hooks up to the combine like normal, except the actual header itself, aside from the hookup part, has its own floating system. It sits on its own. So basically this header kind of rides on its own, whatever it was. Whereas the Deeres, they how they hook up to the combine, it is basically a straight bar across. So it floats with the feeder house of the combine. This one does not float with the feeder house of the combine. It floats on its own. So a little bit different on that one. Maybe that's why he was dragging up. Maybe that's not why. I don't know. I figured I better get my own opinion on this header before it leaves. So I'm out here. I gave him my combine, so hopefully he doesn't abuse her. She's been treating me good this year. But took this one back. I don't really mind it. It's a little bit different, but I think it feeds better than the Deere. Let me just state this. We're not in the market for trading headers, even though we've had a lot of trouble with our John Deeres. We don't want to trade. If we did find a header that had good enough flex like the Deeres, but more well made, maybe in the future. But as of right now, probably not. But anyways, back to this. So this header, I gotta say, I'm not a fan of how it floats on its own, and mostly that's just it kind of trips me out. It jiggles weird, and I don't like that, but that's just kind of like your own personal thing. It doesn't come down to how it actually is running, because it's running very, very well. It is cutting, I'd say cutting better than the Deere.
Okay.
I would say that it is the reel is softer on the beans than the Deere. It's feeding better than the Deere. I'd say the only thing that I'm not a fan of is probably the wires that have to get rid in the cab, but that's minor. And then how it floats. I don't like that aspect of it. But aside from that, I don't mind it. I'd say it's a good header. It's just a little different. Takes a little bit to get used to. But I don't mind it at all. Good afternoon again. We just got moved to one of my 50/50 farms here. Getting started, we planted some 4.3 Pioneers, which expecting there to be a little bit of a yield drop from what we have been in, just because they're a late season maturity, which essentially means that they're not going to hit the certain stage that the earlier maturities did. So the early maturities were already further along than these. When they caught that last rain, in the dust, it came back with us. Let's see what we got here. Pod size, they're not bad. Make sure they're dry. I think they might be a little bit wetter than what his combine's saying. My guess, probably 11%, 11.5. Clean off his camera for him. Look at this though. He's out there getting it. We still have this MacDon. I'm gonna run it on this flat stuff the rest of the night. And then tomorrow, we're gonna put back on the other one because it does a better job on terraces. Come out here and see if I'm losing anything. I might have some already, means they're lodged, but this is about the center of the combine. There's a bean right there. Couple more. And they're right there. That's probably about three beans, which that's actually not bad. So there's a bean there and a bean there. So I'm definitely having some head shatter. You see this? They're dirty. Very, very dirty. Pod size isn't bad. So fuller series of maturity, they tend to have a lot better potential, but they only have better potential when you actually get the rain, because that's why they're late maturity. So you're banking on them getting the rain. Now these would have been probably phenomenal beans if we would have got the rain, as would probably a lot of places. That said, for the year, they're still good beans and very grateful. But we got a long ways to go before we determine that. Well, my grain cart guy's here, so we're gonna fire up, get back to going. We'll catch you guys here in a bit. Well, y'all.
Why's your light out on there? Like out?
We're about to head in. Everything's getting tough. I think we're going to have to switch back to the other header tomorrow. We got a lot of terraces, and this one does do its place. I like the John Deere more for terraces. I can control it better than this one. This one kind of floats on its own. Overall opinion, the header did really well. I only have one complaint, and it's those fins right there on the back corner. They need to be turned the other way. And it's simply because when you're feeding, and of course this year we have a lot of lodged beans, and then you have some stragglers that are still standing. The standing beans on that corner will get pushed up behind that reel, and it'll pile up in the belt without sliding down the belt. And it's not a reel problem because I've already adjusted the reel and everything. It'll lodge up right here, and it'll just pile up right there. and you can't run it that way. It's the only complaint I've had of it all day. Aside from that, I think it's a well-built header. I think I'm sure there's stuff they can tweak. Everybody can. But aside from that, I thought it did pretty good today. Of course, Matt ran it all day yesterday, but with us doing these terraces and whatnot, we're gonna get his header put back on, which is just right there. Of course, he's been in that one all day. So, I don't know about a 200 acre day, but what was there, 30, 100, probably a 180 acre day, I'd say, somewhere in there, again. So, definitely not bad, but we're gonna head out. He's gonna lock that up. We're gonna get out of here, get home about 9 o'clock, and I'm hungry. We'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you for tuning in to Clucky Farms, and y'all comment. We got a lot more to go. Thank y'all.